Hello YouTube. Let me tell you about a most unusual mountain, and it's in the country of Kazakhstan. Actually in the East Kazakhstan, one of the most mountainous regions of the country. The slopes offer beautiful views, river valleys and beautiful gorges. And not far from the city of Ust-Kamenogorsk in Ulan district, on the left bank of the mighty Irtysh River, in the middle of a relatively flat area, stands the Artau mountain range. Artau, translated from Kazakh, means pitchfork. Tau means mountain. Or, as it's also called, three monasteries. The trident of this mountain is visible for dozens of kilometers in the middle of the steppe. It's like plains, like savanna. And up close, these three vortex disappear, or three apex, I don't know what the right word would be, it disappears. The absolute height is 1,003 meters. The length of the mountains, extending from southwest to northeast, is 8 kilometers, and it's 4 kilometers wide. Tributaries originate in the foothills of the Ulanskaya and Dresvyanskaya rivers. In the west, there is Lake Ayer, with a small territory. At the foot, there are two lakes. They are called monastic lakes. One is small, and the other one is larger. Those lakes are fed by spring snowmelt, groundwater runoff, and liquid precipitation. The maximum depth is 7 meters. Due to the formation of Paleozoic rocks, the mountain slopes are vertically rocky. Grasses, pines, poplars grow in the black and orange soil on the slope. Very unusual soil. The Artau Mountains attract tourists not because of their beauty, but because of the unusual effect you get there. Many of those who climb to the tops of these mountains told of unusual hallucinations that occur to them immediately after climbing. What is the reason for this is unknown, but Artau itself is quite unusual and mysterious. Scientists believe that the fragments of a giant meteorite that fell on our planet in very ancient times could have become the basis for the origin of this mountain chain. And all because the rock that makes up most of the mountains is a strange black material that has not yet been classified. Some people see silhouettes with burning eyes and grotesque architectural forms on the Artau, which simply could not exist there. To others, it seems that the land at the foot of the mountains turns into a rippling sea in which strange creatures swim. Some people get auditory hallucinations instead of visual ones, hearing eerie singing, underground beats, and a rumble that provokes unreasoning panic. Scientists explain this by the presence of some kind of anomaly of electromagnetic origin. But those who visited Artau claim that they were haunted by an absolutely mystical feeling of what was happening. In 2016, for example, and that year, a resident of the city of Novosibirsk, Arseny Smirnov, who visited the mountains, said that at the top he suddenly saw that the whole earth below began to sway with waves, as if turning into a kind of terrible sea. Some climbers actually see strange sculptures with glowing eyes there. Auditory hallucinations also appear in humans who go there. For example, a rumble, a knock, as if people were not on a mountain peak, but in some kind of fortress. Some travelers even hear quite terrible singing, like I said before. Again, The scientists are of the opinion that it's not the rock, not geology, but it's the electromagnetic anomaly that impacts the consciousness of the people who are there. People in the Airtau Mountains often feel the same way as, like they say, someone taking light drugs. Hence, the name among the people is mountains hallucinogens. Meanwhile, there is no influx of drug addicts to the Airtau Mountains. First of all, it's quite difficult to climb to the top. I don't think the drug addicts could do it. And besides, the effect on the minds of people in that area is different from narcotics. This can be compared to the collision of people with something unusual, mysterious, mystical, which causes panic and fear, rather than euphoria that drug addicts strive for. There is a legend that there was once a Jungarian Buddhist monastery there. Then the Jungars were expelled, the monks disappeared, and in one of the monastery caves, the robbers hid their looted treasures, sealing the entrance so that no one could enter there. There were people trying to enter the cave and find the treasure, but a strong wind blew out of the cave and threw them out. So the treasure has remained undiscovered to this day. Very good way to keep somebody out if you don't want them to go there. Spread out legends. Look, there are many different mountains in the world. Many of them have, it's like a place that is enveloped in a mystical aura. For example, there's a common legend of the so-called master of the mountains. This is a creature or entity that lives in mountainous areas and comes to the aid of lost travelers, disoriented or caught in the abyss. If a person is angry, rude, behaves badly in the mountains, and commits bad deeds, then the master of the mountains, on the contrary, can punish such rude person up to the death. And although materialistic scientists do not believe in such stories and often write off everything as hallucinations, altered consciousness, or even imagination or fantasies, but in fact, this phenomena happen in the mountains, and it's simply impossible not to see such phenomena. That's what I wanted to let you know today. So if you are ever in East Kazakhstan, you know where the Airtau Mountains are now. I'll bring you more stories about Central Asia as I have before. You can find my playlist about Central Asia. I think you'll find the stories about paranormal phenomena of the region quite interesting. You can support my research also if you find the links in the description to this video. Please tell others about my videos. Please kindly like them and subscribe to my channel. And thank you for your attention to my work.